Welcome to Design Sprint. In the 50-day challenge, we'll be diving into the exciting world of web development by completing 50 projects that will help you master HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Whether you're an absolute beginner or looking to level up your skills, this challenge is the perfect way to learn and practice web development. Through the challenge, we will be taking a hands-on approach to help you build your skills. So if you're ready to take your web development skills to the next level, come join us to the exciting journey. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. This would help me build more content and keep you guys engaged. Starting off day one with expanding cards, where the cards expand when you click on it. You can use any code editor. I am using Microsoft Visual Studio as it's free, and in Microsoft Visual Studio I have this extension called Live Server that helps me see the changes while changing on the code. I would show you that, and here I have created a folder called Web Development, in which I have created another folder called Expanding Cards. In expanding cards, I have three files named index.html, CSS, and a Java file. In index file, you can see that I have pressed shift and exclamation to give the complete detail. Now I'm changing the title to expanding cards. Now I'm adding an h1 over here. So now I go back to the index file and show you how to open the live server. You right click on it and you can see open live server, and it opens the live server. Now I would show you side by side all the codes so that it's easier whenever make changes. You can see what changes are happening. Right now I would be creating a div, so there would be 4 divs that I'm planning to make, so that you guys can see over here. It would be 4 kind of cards, 4 to 5 cards. So at first I'm gonna go ahead and create a div with a container. So let's start off with a div, normal div I'm doing. I would copy this and paste it 4 times. Now you can see that it's not reflecting over in the side because it's not saved. As soon as I save it, it would be showing up. Now I'm gonna go ahead and make a container. So the first div, I'm gonna take a class for this and write down over here. So once I complete the details, I'm gonna cut this and paste it at the bottom, so everything is inside that specific container. So once it is inside the container, I would go ahead and indent the complete divs inside. So it's gonna be indented. See, you can, so it's easier for me to help and understand or segregate rather. So at first I'm gonna go ahead and create the div class for this also. So all the div would have a class, so this would be the active one, so hence the active div. Now here I'm gonna go ahead and create an h3. I'm gonna name it as first div. Then again I'm gonna follow the same process, but over here I won't make this as an active one. I would just make it as a panel and also rename as second div. Then so on so forth, third div. Let me complete this. See, you can see that it's still not showing up because I did not save it still now. So I'm gonna complete it, panel and fourth div. Now you can see that it shows up once I save the file. So now going forward, I would be needing images, so I go to Unsplash and search for the images that I need. I use the image URL. So in order to use the image URL, you need to go ahead and put down the background image #source URL, and it would show up over in the first div. It's not showing up because the URL might be any issue over there right now. Let me check with the second div. I would go ahead and use the style statement. Now I'm gonna go ahead and search for the second URL that I'm gonna use, the second image. So let's search for a pretty image. Okay, So here is one that I can use. So I'm gonna open an image in a new tab. Here is the third one, open image in a new tab, and fourth one, open image in a new tab. So 4 are there, and 5, open image in a new tab. So these are the tags that I need to use. Copy and paste. I'm gonna again write down the code like style, background image, then use URL and have that, curly braces, first bracket, then copy, then paste again. Now the fourth one, same thing, style, background image, URL, and copy and paste. Okay, great. So these are done. I need to close them all. Closing them all. Now you can see that it's not showing up. I need to save it. Now it shows up. Only the first div is not showing up. I think there is an issue with the first div image. I will check that later. So let's not waste much time on this. So now I'm gonna do one thing. Let's see, everything is done perfectly. Let's paste some. Okay, the divs can be checked. Okay, done. Better. I hope you guys are following my steps over and there is no issues over in here. I will check the first div later. Let's go to the style. So for styling, I would go ahead and style the complete body. At first we have to go ahead and use the style sheet. So in order to refer to the style sheet, I have to go ahead and type this. So it would point this to the style sheet that I would be using, so that I don't use the style script inside here. So it would be picking up all the styles from the style.css. Okay. So I think this won't be a long video. It would be around 19 to 20 minutes. That would be enough for you guys to go through and learn. So here you can see that I'm typing down the star complete body details. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead with the body. So for body styling, I would be using display as flex. Then I would be, just 1 minute, I'm gonna go ahead and type it down. And I would be using align items as center, then justify content, that would be center, then height would be 100 VH, and then overflow, that would be hidden, and at last it will be margin 0. Done. Save. Now I'm gonna go ahead and style the container. That is would be container dot container inside the body. So it's gonna be container, then curly braces, then I'm gonna go ahead display flex and width, that would be 90 VW. And then once the container is done, I'm going to go back and show you where the container is used. See that container. So now I'm going to go ahead and go to panel.panel, the panel class that is used over here for this 4 of them. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on background size. Background size, that is going to be cover, and background position. So background and PP, yes, there it is. Background position, that's gonna be center. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use background repeat. That's gonna be no repeat. Okay, so now I'm gonna use height as 80 VH, and you can see that I'm gonna use the border radius as 50 px. Then I'm gonna go ahead and use color as Alice blue. Then I'm gonna go ahead and use cursor as pointer. Then I'm gonna go ahead and use flex 0.5. Then use margin 10 pixels. So margin 10 pixels. Okay, space. Then the position of this flex would be relative, so I'm going to use position relative. Then this is going to be a transition, so whenever you click, it's going to go ahead and give the transition. So WebKit transition for all of them, it's going to be 700 ms the time frame, 700 millisecond, and it's going to be easy. Done for the panel, and let's go for H3. So there is the H3 that we took for the panel. So now I'm gonna go ahead and dot panel H3. Okay, then go ahead and give font size 20 pixel, position absolute, bottom 10 pixels, and left 10 pixels, margin I'm gonna go with 0, and opacity 0. Okay, so I think it's not gonna work. I forgot. Okay, there might be an issue. Just 1 minute. Okay, that's the problem. I see. I saved it. Now also it's not showing up. Just 1 minute. I'm gonna go with panel as active. Then flex would be 5. The active one would be always showing up as 5. Then I'm gonna go with panel active H3. Okay, so panel active H3. Oh great, I gave a dot. That's so silly of me. I'm gonna go with opacity 1. Then transition, that would be opacity 0.3, ease in 0.4 seconds. Done. Now I would be using at media. So the media width I didn't define from beginning, so max width it's gonna be 500 pixels, and the container width for this would be, so it should be around 100 VW. So dot container, then I would be defining the width 100 VW. Okay, so now I have to use the nth type. So let's use dot panel dot. Okay, let's see. I have 1, 2. This is going to be active. Okay, that's the reason it was not working. I use active spelling mistake. Sorry guys. So now I have 1 2 3 4. Okay, let's go ahead and use dot panel nth of type nth dash of type, then use fourth comma, same thing, dot panel nth of type fifth, the 5 one, and comma, and use display as none. So as you can see that I have used 4 and 5, so it's showing up like this because I have only 4 of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and do one thing. I'm gonna add another div. So let's do that. So I'm gonna copy this completely and add another div. I wanted this to have another div because it would be prettier rather than making the changes. So as 3 4 I have used 4 5. So this is the 5th one. I need to make changes to the image URL, so I'm going to use another image URL. Let's go ahead and see. Okay, I'm having issues here. Just 1 minute. Delete. Done. Okay, I just wanted to copy paste this, but it's not happening. So I'm going to search another image from Unsplash. Okay, open a new tab. This looks feasible. Copy and paste. Voila, it works. So everything is done. Now div 4 is done. Now I'm going to go ahead and point this to the JavaScript. So for script tag, script source java.js, and ending the script. In the java.js file, I'm going to go ahead and create a constant called panels equals to document.query selector all for all the panels that are there. I'm going to change this bracket, sorry, and done. And now panels, for each panel I have to add an event listener. So this panels for each panel dash panel dot add event listener. That's going to be click. Click would be a function that would remove the active classes. So removal of active classes, that would be pointing to, okay, braces. Done. Now what this is doing, it's like removing the active classes through this specific. So now I have done this panel.classlet active. Okay, so now I'm going to create another function that is remove active classes. Okay, panels for each panel would be pointing to the class list remove active. So I had that remove active classes, so that function I had to create. So function remove active classes is here. So now you can see that it works perfectly, but I'm having an error over here. So let's do one thing. Let's go ahead and put it down. Okay, enter. Yes, right, that should clear out. So now it's working fine, so that's okay. So here you can see that the first image, the first path is not working properly. So let's go ahead and check what's the issue. Oh yes, so it's a wrong URL. I'm gonna go ahead and copy, open another image, open image in a new tab. Okay, done. I'm gonna go ahead and copy the URL for this, and the car one I'm gonna change the last one, and the first one I'm changing here to this, and the car one on the last one. So that done. So now you can see, now I'm gonna go ahead and add the H1 at the top, and it's done. So here is the tutorial that concludes for the expanding cards. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more such content. And there is the next 49 days remaining, so let's do it.